I wanna be the best in the game, invest in my name, check no restraints, I'm obsessed with the pain. I ingest, I retain, assess and I change, possessed by the thought I'll be free one day from society's restraints. Money, clout and fame, mud, disease, a plague. We all love to hate, have to play the game, have to make a name. All our insecurities are on display. This is war with the enemy, think that it was meant to be. Living in a time where disease is on every screen. I won't let them fester me, I know most are festering. Negativity is a plague for the mentally weak. No mercy, all I got is working. Never stop searching, never quite so thirsty. I'm toxic and psychotic, with this logic you can't stop it. It's been chronic since I was a boy, so neurotic and chaotic.
Built to last with the webs I'm weaving. I could change the past with all I'm achieving. Got my foot on gas, never stop competing. If you break like glass, then this life's gonna eat 'em. Make mistakes real fast, then you learn how to beat 'em. If you take off the cast, you can see all the healing. If the pain's in the past, move on from the grave and put your foot on the gas. No, never stop competing, yeah.
I've been doing this, I'm on it, I just wanna be iconic. Sipping on a gin and tonic, got me going off when I'm on this topic, yeah. If I ever play, I want it, you know that I'm always honest. Stay away from those who are toxic, keep them out your face, no way, you don't want it, yeah. Don't try to drain my energy, the enemy is everything. It's mentally, unhealthily, spreading like a rare disease. But I won't let it get to me, I don't need your therapy. I can leave a legacy of leading by intensity. Come on, we can fight this, freedom is priceless. Spread just like a virus, living in a crisis. Do you feel courageous? Do you seek greatness? Trust me, you can take it, go on and take your aim, yeah.
Built to last with the webs I'm weaving. I could change the past with all I'm achieving. Got my foot on gas, never stop competing. If you break like glass, then this life's gonna eat 'em. Make mistakes real fast, then you learn how to beat 'em. If you take off the cast, you can see all the healing. If the pain's in the past, move on from the grave and put your foot on the gas. No, never stop competing, yeah.
Birds flying high, you know how I feel. Sun in the sky, you know how I feel. Breeze drifting on by, you know how I feel. It's a new dawn, it's a new day, it's a new life for me, yeah.
Turn on your mind now, tune into the feed. We're planting digital flowers from a single tiny seed. Yeah, power to the collective in the data and the soul. The hive mind's getting louder, finding voice and control.
When we get to the FBI, we don't know who did the work. You heard that any of that information is redacted. We don't know who did the work. It's a giant secret. We know that by the time the FBI gets involved, the profile, the text file, that's a snip to use to try to identify somebody is more than twice as big when it gets to the FBI from Othram. We don't know how.
I've got an itch I can't scratch, I'm missing a piece that completes a whole part of me, an open wound scar to see. Everybody come here, gather round, welcome to the freak show, the best in town.
What is going on, Hive? Happy Monday. Got a good one lined up for you this evening. Got Devil's Advocates backstage. I was joking around with DA, telling him about a sneak peek about what my stream this upcoming Wednesday is going to be about. I said I literally went and I made apology forms for people to fill out and hand to me after they watch what I'm about to bring to everybody on Wednesday, because it is going to shatter the entirety of this case, to put it bluntly. And that is what inspired this evening's theme of the Idaho 4. This story about what happened is dead wrong. It's so wrong. It's not even in the same like stratosphere. It's so on the opposite side of what we were told. And after having to dig through everything and analyze everything and look at footage and read court docs, and it's unbelievable that this even became the narrative that it has. It's actually terrifying. And then it's even more terrifying how many people just went along and they believed it. I know that for most of you that are tuning in, this is not anything new. We've been talking about this case for months on end. And finally, people are starting to actually wake up and say, yeah, that doesn't make sense. You're telling me a guy that is a serial killer that committed 4 murders in a Jason Bourne timeline is in prison bitching about bananas? Really? Like, that's also just another crazy part of the narrative. Like, why are people following his prison complaints? It's a little bit weird. Nonetheless, welcome to the Hive Mind. If this is your first time tuning in, I'm your host, Birdie. I go live every weeknight at 7 p.m. Central. This is a contrarian thinking live stream. So if you're easily rattled or if you're offended on behalf of others, you're not going to like me. You're probably not going to like the chat. Most of my guests, you probably won't like either, because we like to critically think. We like to wear a tinfoil hat. We are known as the conspiracy theorists in our friend groups. So if that sounds like you are amongst friends and you have found your people, welcome. I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to say what's up to everybody. I want to get DA up here so we have as much time as possible, but nonetheless, UFO Dog starting out strong with the comments saying, Tig old biddies, DA. What's up, Discord? Dawn, Molly Bledsoe, Mark, the girl from Texas, April, K Wolf, Sweet PB, Luna, my other mod, Scout, so much corruption tuning in, KJN, Boston, Sam Panther, Vita Ann F, what up? UK Karen, Baby Ames, Crow and Rainbow, Robin Lynn, Zach 44, I am 1203. What's up, Beauty for Ashes? Chelsea Jackson, Nene, 223 CP3. Jenny LaRusso says, Birdie, you're the man. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. Robin, I already said what's up. Amanda B from West Virginia. Lady G, Ange K Crime, Sleuther Dare, Matilda James, Leah Rick, Lisa Forward, Lisa Backward, Mimi, One's in the house. Shout out to the NYPD. Truth and Neurons, how are you doing? Great to see you. Heidi, Uma, Miss El Briley? Sorry if I said that wrong. Ange K Crime, Jazzy 44041, Paisley Posts, Tracy from Bama, Chelsea Jackson. What's going on, Marsha? Tinfoil Hat Claire, Okie Dokie Lisa, Wave.ether, Rachel, who lives near the ice wall, Inside Your Bones, Brandon, Sarah, Secret Soul Survivor, D-Dog Wifey, The Flying Sky, Cryptic Conversions. What's going on, everybody? Great to see you all. Again, thank you for tuning in. If you guys have not hit that like button, please go ahead and do that. We already have almost 500 people in here, only 175 likes. Go ahead and do that really quickly. Just swipe down on the chat, hit the like button before we get started into this stream. I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to bring DA up. Oh, what up, man?
How you doing? I'm struggling with technical difficulties. StreamYard offered the option for me to stream portrait and landscape at the same time, and apparently my audience is split between two different modes. And the people who are in this portrait are like, "It looks like shit." It does. Like in landscape or portrait, it looks like shit. But I don't know how to fix it now. Like apparently people can watch it in either mode they want to, and so like half the audience is probably in the wrong one. But you know,
yeah, I would suggest, unless you're streaming on TikTok, which in 13 or 14 days, I get my strike removed from TikTok and I have the RTMP code or whatever.
oh really?
Huge. Yeah.
Wow.
Remember when I was telling you that for TikTok? For those of you that don't know, if you
Yeah.
want to stream or like cross stream, so meaning you're live on YouTube and you're live on Facebook and you're live on TikTok, you got to get this special code from TikTok, the platform. And I randomly got it after I got a strike. I could never get it when I was just live on TikTok.
Yeah, and I thought they didn't hand those out until you hit 100,000. Do you have 100,000 over there on TikTok?
I'm close. I'm at like 95 or 96.
Okay, they probably gave it to you early. Yeah, yeah.
And thank you so much, Reasonable Doubter 22 for the super chat. Hi, Birdie. Watch the night vision. Found it interesting. A car comes in around 3:45 and Dylan saved a contact at 3:51 and then the car leaves. That shit is weird. There's no doubt about it. The whole night is weird, you know? And that's what I was, talking to DA about backstage, is saying this entire story is so wrong. If you look at it from the news standpoint, would you agree with that? Brian Koberger?
Yeah.
Are you okay?
I am. I'm fine. I'm fine.
Oh, you look like you were distracted.
Sorry, I'm thinking about killing that stupid portrait. It looks horrible. The portrait looks horrible. It's in my head. It's living rent free in my head. I'm looking.
Oh, no.
It literally shows my mouth, and that's all. Like my mouth is showing up on the portrait side. It's the dumbest view I've ever seen. Why the hell did I recommended my ass? This is the worst view ever. Okay, I'm out. I'm out.
Well, if you got to close that out, you should be able to. If not, I guess someone's going to have to stare at your bottom lip. That's about it. So.
I mean, come on. All right, hold on. I'm going to take a risk. I'm going to delete it right now.
And thank you. While DA is doing that, thank you, Reasonable Doubter, for the super chat. I appreciate that. Yeah, that night vision, the night vision video, I'm going to be talking about that in a little bit. I had to screen record that entire thing and then put this night vision filter on it, auto adjust it. I did, I believe it was called Ultra Clarity on the audio, and I was just mind blown. Mind blown. And I have a clip from that as well as a sneak peek into what I'm going to be talking about Wednesday night, which, like I said, buckle up. And DA, I was showing you backstage. It's pretty insane.
It is. I have to say, it is insane. It is pretty crazy.
It's actually so far past insane that until you see it, you won't even wrap your head around it.
Right. That's true. That's true. You have to see it. And then when you see it, you're like, son of a bitch. Like,
that's why I said I got the apology forms, bro. I got those apology forms ready to go for people.
That's nuts.
Starts talking about a bunch of crazy stuff. No, watch with your own eyes. Feast your eyes. So anyways, tonight, like I said, we're going to be talking just the Idaho 4. The entire narrative is dead wrong, but we're really going to be getting into the details of not just what's in the court documents, but what is in audio and video, and why is it so manipulated? Why is such a straightforward crime have to be so manipulated? I mean, DA has video footage loaded up from him when he was in Moscow during the daylight time, which I'm very excited for him to show that. And, we're going to talk about just you being out there in general. The size of that neighborhood is just extremely small and right on top of each other. But before we get into that, let's just plug the channels quick. If you have not hit like, please do. If you have not subscribed, please do. That is the best way to support the Hive Mind, is to hit like and subscribe. And the last Sundays of each month, I've had to bump it back this month. On Sunday, December 7th at 7 p.m. Central, we are having a Hive Mind roundtable, which we've been doing, but this time it's for the mods. So we're going to have Discord Dawn, UFO Dog, and Luna Bliss. They're going to be on the roundtable next Sunday, December 7th at 7 p.m. Central. I'm very excited for you all to hear from them. I talk to them off stream, send them crazy ideas and conspiracies and, hey, look at this. What do you see? What do you hear? So that's going to be an awesome stream next Sunday, December 7th at 7 p.m. Central. So I'm looking forward to that very much. So the hivemindstore.com, we just launched. I want to give a huge shout out to Dana, who's been running that. She actually even sends me scripts to read in the best way because I can't remember the promotions, because it's important to let people know not only up until Cyber Monday are you going to be able to win a $50 gift card for every item purchased. It gives you an entry to do so. So if you purchase an item, you get an entry to win any merch item of your choice up to $50. Every item you purchase gets you an entry into the drawing. 7 items, 7 entries. The more you buy, the higher chances you are. This promo does end in a couple of hours. We have over 100 merch items that Dana has busted her booty on to get these up and running. And the hivemindstore.com is awesome. We even have hoodies, or we've had hoodies. We now even have cozy, cute pajamas and insulated tumblers. So splurge on yourself or check off a few boxes on your Christmas list. There's someone's for everyone. Do it now because the offer does end in the next few hours. Christ, that might have been the worst plug I could have had reading that off my phone. And that is I apologize to people, but thank you, Dana, for sending me that. At the end of the day, go check it out. Our stuff's awesome. It's awesome. And I appreciate everybody who has gone and purchased. DA, where can people find you?
Devilsadvocates.info is my website. I try to post a lot of stuff there and let you know what's going on and what my different platforms are. Of course, Devil's Advocates 2024 is my YouTube channel. It's also a Facebook channel. It's also an X channel. It's also an Instagram channel. Although the real audience is here at YouTube. So yeah, don't leave, of course, the stream, but give me a follow and a like after you're done if you haven't seen it before. I think you'll dig some of that stuff. By the way, I was on with Dago today, and I know that you told him about I was interested in going with him, so we finally did that thing together. And it was funny because I can't remember the name. I'm so irritated. But one of your hecklers came in and heckled me over there, and he immediately kicked his ass out of our chat, like immediately. And the guy started
my
off the
hecklers.
show. Yeah, one of your hecklers. I recognized the name right away.
Who heckled me? Or one of the Hive members that heckled you?
So a guy that usually comes into your show and heckles you a lot came over to Dago's show and said, DA knows nothing about this case. He completely is an idiot, basically, and knows nothing about this case, and never brings receipts for anything he says. And so Dago kicked him off the show. But I'm like, that's funny that asshole dogs Birdie. Now he's over here.
Was it Jeff H?
Huh?
Was it Jeff H?
No, it wasn't Jeff H. It was something like Detective Mowry, but it wasn't Mowry. It was like something with an M in it. Like, I recognized the name, but now I can't remember what it was. But he started off with DA knows nothing about this case. And I'm like, I was laughing because after we got done, we were talking about nothing but massive amounts of details that most people don't even talk about. I'm like, of course I know nothing about the case. We just riffed on all the legal documents and all the back end shit, but I know nothing about this case. But anyway.
If it was Jeff, how epic would it have been for him to get back to back? God damn it, Jeff! Like,
damn it wasn't Jeff though. It wasn't Jeff. It would be.
Oh man. Well, that's it's always unfortunate to get hecklers and people telling you don't know shit about anything, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it sucks.
Yeah.
But that's awesome that you got on with Dago.
Yeah.
Or Dago.
That was good. It was
People
great.
say that I don't say it right.
We had a really good time. I found out we both, because we're old, right? We're both old. So we both used to have like Hardy Boy detective novels with the blue spines on them. We had I had that collection. He had that collection. We were talking about how much money we lost because we don't have our Star Wars action figures like we used to have anymore. They're worth tons of money. So,
same thing with like Pokemon cards.
Oh yeah.
Freaking binders full, dude. Binders full. I sold them at a garage sale or something. Like just
horrible.
Yeah. Okay, so DA, like I was saying, tonight's topic, Idaho 4. Everyone is dead wrong about what they think happened in this case. And give me your 30-second elevator pitch. You and I, we've never met. This actually sounds a little bit gay, actually. Now that
What is it? What is my come on line? You come here often? What is this? All right.
I was gonna say 30-second elevator pitch. You and I, We're sitting at a bar together. We've never met. Like, that's where I was going. Like, but seriously, if you met a stranger and Idaho 4 comes up, like, what is your 30-second elevator pitch to them, off the cuff?
I don't know, because usually what happens is if I tell them I cover the Idaho 4 case, they go, "Oh, that guy that killed all those kids," and my response is allegedly, and then of course they said, "Well, he pled guilty, so he did it," and I'm like, again, allegedly. So if they go further than that, then what I usually basically say is there are plenty of reasons for people to plead guilty. I don't think the guy got a fair trial. I think that there's a lot more going on behind the scene, and if all you did was listen to mainstream media, then you've been misled. So
it's a little bit different than mine. Mine would be a little bit like, I'm going to be honest. I think that this entire thing has been put into the media the way that it has been for a certain reason. What that reason is, whether it's a cover up, whether it's an operation, whether it's a psyop, I'm not sure. But looking into this case as much as I have, what the news told you happened, you might as well just, like, again, the Men in Black thing with like the just forget it. It's not even close.
Yeah.
It's not even close. So earlier today, I uploaded a version of 1112 King Road with night vision and enhanced audio. It's a filter. I applied it myself, and I did not alter the sound other than that filter. And then same thing with the visual, but it does make it easier to see stuff. And one of the things that I noticed, which I'm sure there are people that have noticed, the guy who walks out the door, right? You guys have seen the dude in the house across the street here. If I put this full screen, everyone's seen that dude, walk out, down this way. I noticed something that I haven't noticed before, and maybe this is well known, or if it's not, but I've never showed this. And the timing of this all is just very odd, that he would open his door, look, close the door, a car leaves, he then opens his door and follows down that same road the car left to. And I'm going to play it right here. Where's the play button? Oops. Don't go to that one.
Yeah, don't sneak peek your stuff too early.
I mean, I don't know if they try to blur his ass out. You can kind of see him, but dude, first of all, let me ask you this. If you're a cop and you're looking at the time frame of when they say murders happened, this is what, in that window, maybe a little bit before, 30 minutes before, and you see somebody look out their door, close it, a car drives by and leaves, and then proceeds to walk down, you got to at least question them, right?
Sure. Yeah.
And look at everybody in the chat saying, yep, it's at 3:33. Like, that's why I also love the Hive, because I geek out about that random numerical or numerology shit too. Like, I appreciate those comments. Absolutely. Like, what do you think about like random stuff like this though? They say nobody's around, nobody heard anything. There's a guy walking down the street and you never see him walk back the entire time on this film.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, here's the thing. I mean, like when I was on with the custody queens recently, and I don't know what the receipts were, but she said that I think it was Kristen that said something like 94 people had been interviewed in the first 24 hours, and cleared of the investigation. So, I certainly didn't see 94 police reports of all the different people they questioned. So maybe they did question the guy. I don't know. Or maybe they just went around saying, "What did you see? You didn't see anything? Okay, good. You're cleared." Like, they're only looking for people who saw what they needed to see. I don't know.
Well, and that's where this teaser for Wednesday night, I was going to do it tomorrow night, but unfortunately in my day job, I got a brand new boss and he's taking my wife and I out to dinner tomorrow. We're meeting him for the first time. So I can't do it tomorrow night because in case the stream went long or the dinner went long, I don't even want to risk it. So Wednesday, December 3rd, do not miss this stream. I'm going to give a sneak peek here. And when I tell you that the 1112 film is absolute bullshit, like I'm going to prove that beyond a reasonable doubt. I've never once in my life felt like, holy shit, if I put this out there, it's going to ruin the entire narrative. Not just a conspiracy. I'm saying this is literally from the Idaho Statesman who released this film, and this is going to blow people's minds. I've gone through every time a car enters, every time you see a flash on the building when you can tell they looped around to actually make the loop to come back towards the exit. I've done the exit. I've done all of the passes. And I'm going to play this. And then again, the biggest bombshell Wednesday. I know how they did it. Dude, I know how they did it. And I recreated it to a T, where I'm going to even test you all and ask you, what is the original and what is Birdie's? And you're not going to be able to tell. So, therefore, Wednesday, December 3rd at 7 p.m. Not even a conspiracy. This is just crazy shit. And I want you guys to also notice one thing. Not even visually. What's the only thing that you hear when those are synced up?
The car sound, you mean?
Listen again. What's the only sound that you hear when it's all synced up? You hear a dog a little bit. That's a diesel ass truck, dude. That's what that is. And you hear the dog the same, but you hear the diesel engine. So, like I said, there's little things that I've picked up on. I've stared at my phone way too long to the point where my fingers have gone numb. I've probably done like, what do they call it? Like ulnar nerve, the ulnar nerve from your elbows. Can't feel my fingers anymore. But I've absolutely destroyed the 1112 King Road footage to the point where it's not even going to be a question. And I say that so confidently that I literally made an official apology form for anybody that's ever called me a conspiracy theorist out about this footage being manipulated, and they say that it's not. So I will have that in the Discord. If anybody feels the need to fill that out, please do. I even have the audio dialed down to how much. See, DA, now I'm getting excited and I feel like I'm like telling people too much about it.
So here's the thing. I've said this. Lana just recently said this. I'm getting prepared to sue Moscow Police Department, and I'm going to go through the proper process to do it. But one of the things I think you should do with a video like that is, if I were you, I'd consider, you don't need to do it, but I would consider sending it to several major news outlets with a notice that I'm going to let people know you guys have this footage and you refuse to show it if you refuse to show it. This should be breaking news. I'm going to send you the footage and I'm going to get a certified copy that you received it so that I can prove you received it. And then I'm going to call you out if you just sit on this shit and don't talk about it, because you should be talking about it. So I think we should put some pressure on some people.
I mean, dude, like I said, the reason why I don't want to do anything, I never do sneak peeks. I'm not done with it though. Like I'm 75% of the way there. You know, I just need another half day tomorrow to dial this in. But it's going to be so obvious. It's going to be so obvious that it's going to actually be like, I sent that the only people that have seen it are my mods. And DA showed you a little bit. Isn't it kind of scary that this is what they are doing?
Yeah. Yeah.
Even, conspiracy bullshit aside, if you didn't know me and I showed you this for the first time, you'd be like, holy shit. The audio lining up when it's slowed down. So here's what I believe happened. Ultimately, that I believe that I'm going to be able to prove. This is still a sneak peek. Stay tuned for Wednesday. I believe that the reason why they have the 3:30 to 4:30 a.m. window is because the reason why the audio on 1112 sounds so distorted is because they have slowed the audio down like 70%. And so they've had to loop vehicles and replay stuff to match this slowed down audio so that you cannot make out what is being said. That window of the crime and all the circles is bullshit. There's only one or two passes. And when you fast forward the audio and you speed it up to the normal sound, you're going to be able to know what passes are legitimate.
Right.
And it's mind blowing.
Yeah. Yeah. It's good shit. It's super good shit.
And it makes sense because you're like, what is that noise? What is that noise? I'm like, it sounds like water running over a speaker. No, go to any YouTube video, put it on 0.25 and tell me what you hear. They they separated the audio and the video. They stretched the audio and then they filled in the video. It's ultimately what they did. And then they put a running bullshit timestamp on it, which again, hello, how weird is it that the body cams, Linda Lane dumpster, Linda Lane car park, and 1112 all have the same font and type of freaking timestamps, everybody. It's a little bit weird. That's a little bit weird. That's not normal.
Right.
They all have the same font. They got creative enough, DA. They moved it from what corner they put it in. Top left, top right, bottom left. They think we're stupid.
Yeah.
It's crazy. So that's what you guys have to look forward to on Wednesday. That's going to be a big one. Don't miss that. So DA, where are you at with, you have your, the daylight, Moscow footage. I have not seen that yet. I've been meaning to watch the Custody Queens stream that you were on. Do you want to add that, or I can add that actually?
Yeah. And that has the little small disclaimer at the very beginning, because I showed it with us talking all over it, and then I aired it independent so you could hear just Rhonda and I talking. It's my wife and I walking the neighborhood. It's a little lengthy, but if you stop it in places, we can make it entertaining because I think there's lots of shit to talk about in the video. And if you haven't seen it, I think you're in for a treat on some of this.
All right. If I do this view, is that okay?
Yep.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah, we're coming at this from a completely different angle, so I'm a little twisted around. Here we are on...
You know what? I just want to pause it again. I want to give you props, bro. It's freaking awesome that you've gone out there and you've done footage years after the fact. And thank you for sharing this on this stream with the Hive, because daylight footage of this, like, even though they might have manipulated film or whatever it is, like, this is real film. This is real footage. And this is what, 3 weeks ago, 2 weeks ago?
Yeah. I mean, we were there exactly 3 years to the date on the anniversary, filming at night, and then we came out the week after to film it during the day again. So real recent, on the 3-year anniversary, and it's real recent shot ago, and it's great. It shows you a lot in this. Really good shit. I'll tell you to pause at certain places if you don't pause before, because I want to point out some shit that I think you're going to find really interesting.
All right, I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to get it started.
Taylor, we're going to turn on Taylor. When I turn on Taylor, immediately to my left will be Linda Lane, the famous Linda Lane. If we continued straight, we're going to hit King Road. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead. We're on Blake Avenue. I'm going to turn right onto Taylor. I'm going to take an immediate left on Linda Lane, and it's the famous Linda Lane footage. We're going to turn on Linda Lane here. And so pause right here. This guy behind me. So Linda Lane immediately to our left. It's not that far down there before you take another left on King Road. You can't take a car because Linda Lane dead ends into the Linda Lane apartments there, but you can totally walk by foot. It's a very easy footpath to walk from Linda Lane right into the King Road residence. But you can't drive there because it's got a drop off. You'll see it clear as day on the camera why you can't walk there. And of course, ahead of us on the right, the Banfield is there, Sigma Chi. But anyways, keep rolling and it'll all lay out a little bit better. Does not want to wait, and that does not want to wait. All right. So this is it. This looks so long on camera. It's a little tiny road. On camera, it looks like it's a big long driveway that took a while for cars to get down. I assure you, there is no length. That's why I come on your show, man. The famous dumpster. People talk about the Linda Lane dumpster that was seen on cameras where people think that. So here you got a steep incline. If you come up and into the Linda Lane, we're going to literally be looking at the Queen Road apartment. Look at all the white cars, by the way. All the white Elantra-looking cars. Everybody has seen these things. There's been camera footage right off to the left immediately from me, where you see right immediately to my right. There's a footpath that goes down into a lower parking lot. So there's a fence line there, but there's a small break and you can walk in there. You could also go straight ahead, and I'll do this on foot here in a little bit, and just jump off of a 5-foot retaining wall and go straight between the two Queen apartments. So it's super easy to get to and from this place on foot. And I think that's a big part of this as well. But go ahead, I keep rolling.
DA, do you mind if I go back about 10 seconds when you pull up?
For sure.
Lane? I want to see that again. That's pretty crazy here. Because you turn, well, you're already there you're on Linda Lane. Yep.
Camera, it looks like it's this big long driveway. There's that Linda Lane dumpster to get down. I assure you, there is no length to this at all. There's the famous dumpster. People talk about the Linda Lane dumpster that was seen on cameras where people think that things were dumped into the dumpster. If you come up right here, we're going to literally be looking at this part Road apartments right there.
Yep, right. That part right here. Sorry, I was just going to say real quick. That stretch there, I understand that whatever kind of angle you have on the camera but it looks different than the security camera as far as like how far apart these are. That's actually a little bit further apart from the dumpster view to the car park than what you would think with the guy walking and crossing cameras. So this is a great visual. Yeah, for sure. Does that make sense? What I'm saying? Like, yep. Okay. Yeah, everything's camera angles, and so the different, if you have a wide angle, you're going to get a different perspective. Again, even with this camera, which does a really good job, and you're going to get some great footage out of this. Even with this, it's not the same as walking it in person. When you're there, everything is so close, and so even this makes it look a little further away than it really is. But so we've got Linda Lane apartments right here. Everybody has seen these things. There's been camera footage right off to the left immediately from me, where you see people and you hear all kinds of crazy shit on isolated audios. And it's so tight here that I gotta fucking flip around. So right in front of us are apartments that touch the residence where the murders were at. It literally touches it. So it's super tight here. Like I said, so tight that I got to flip around and do a little 3-point turn just to get out of the Linda Lane apartments. So I was nervous about that chick looking at my dash cam.
She thinks we're getting out because we're slowing down.
Right. This is very tiny. Again, this looks so deceptive on the cameras. So we're heading back down Linda Lane towards Taylor.
How long is this road? If you had to guess, like 200 yards?
Yeah. At best, maybe 150. It's not long. Yeah.
Okay.
In a minute.
We're going to turn again left on Taylor. You'll see frat houses and stuff across the way.
Yeah, we're just off Greek
Road. The band field is off to the right of us, right there. Super, super close.
If you pause there,
where individuals were seen running across.
Those buildings off those apartments are the Whites. So that's the if you've read anything about the Whites apartments and talking about who is at the Whites, there's two complexes. It's like 652 and 702 address, and that's the Whites apartments. Again, right on top of 1122 King Road resident. There's a walkway from the Whites apartments right into 1122 King. So go ahead.
Can you put your cursor on it?
I don't know. I don't think I can. I don't think I have any control. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
There was police that stopped people here. This is super close.
Yeah,
super close to the murder scene. So anybody who thinks that this was a long ways away and unrelated, it may be unrelated, yes, but it's not far away at all.
I'm going to make a request. If you ever go to Moscow again, or if I go, we wear a GoPro like chest cam and we like jog it. We like run or we walk and we actually show people what it's like on foot.
And on this video, Rhonda and I do have a chest cam that we walk the whole neighborhood. Now we don't run it, but I do walk it. With
you know what? Oh, you guys do? Okay.
Yeah,
I haven't seen this yet. So
yeah, we totally do.
That's awesome.
Turning onto King Road Avenue, or King Road, and you're going to immediately turn into Queen Road. We're going to look right at 1112, which is the house that caught the Hyundai Elantra a bunch of times.
So stop here about if you can.
On camera.
So there to your right is that green house that you were showing just a minute ago, the one that you see the Elantra. So the one off to the left, you can see a sliver on the left edge of 1112 King Road residence that has a camera facing that greenhouse. That's where you see the Elantra coming and going. So it's making this turn from King Road onto Queen Road, which is immediately to our left. And as I pointed out, the weird thing about it is the addresses of those houses, they're technically on Queen Road, but because the front of the house faces King Road out here, they have King Road residence numbers, but they're actually kind of more on Queen. But anyways, you'll see that more clearly.
But that's typically like kind of a city thing. Cause I even know like for our cabin up north, at one point the lake was considered the front yard.
Yeah.
And now it's considered the backyard. Like I think what they consider where like your address is placed, it changes. Yeah.
And by the way, before I forget, I believe in this video footage, like this is why I wanted to talk about it with you live. So I believe okay, so on the left edge, you see a little sliver of 1112 King Road residence. To the immediate right of that is that flat blue, dark blue house. That I believe is where Emily Alant and Hunter Johnson were staying that night. That's where they were actually in that house. And it's important. I'll tell you, there's several reasons why. One, my wife and I looked up addresses of Emily Alant, and it's that address right there. It's that house. Emily Alant, and it's interesting because on interviews they said they were staying at the Whites.
Right.
That's the address. That is the address Emily Alant is registered at, living at. Is that address right there? I think that's where Hunter and Emily were at. I think they either lied or we misheard them about being at the Whites, or they were staying at the Whites at a party and weren't at their house, because that is where Emily Alant's address is listed, is that flat house right there. Also, I believe Jack DeCoeur lives right up here in this cul-de-sac. And so that's another important part. We'll get to that a little bit later, but so if you want to keep rolling, we'll talk about them more.
All the time when you see the white Hyundai Elantra, that's the famous 1112 King Road residence. When we came over, Joe, people were partying all over the deck. I swear this truck's always here, including 3 years ago. I'm not sure that car ever moves. Anyways, this is the
dude. Holy shit! Do you know where you see that truck?
Yeah,
you see that on the dumpster cam. Pull in late at night.
Yeah. And when we were here 2 weeks ago, that truck was in the exact same place, I swear. Like that's why I kind of joked, is like, I'm not sure this truck ever fucking moves. But anyways, right immediately to the, in front of that truck and immediately to the right is where the 1122 King lot is. We're going to see it plain as day. I'm going to get out and walk it, and I'm going to actually show you the memorial sitting at the house site. So we'll show that in a minute.
Okay. I'll let it run. I'm going to screenshot this, DA, just because I'm going to find this while this is playing.
And I think that's the back of the Whites, by the way, on the left-hand side, those apartments there.
I wish that our cursors would show up. Mine doesn't either.
Yeah, that's so weird.
So bear with us as we try to describe it.
Oh, stop
House
for a moment.
location immediately-
Sorry about that. You may have noticed, and you're going to see it later on as well. There was a shoe hanging from the power line. There's all kinds of shoes hanging from the power line over in the cul-de-sac where Jack's house was possibly at, and where Hunter and a lot of people online are telling me shoes hanging off a power line means drug house. That's what it signifies. This is a drug house. Now, I'm going to counter that a little bit. Doing research online, I have found that people throw shoes on power lines to celebrate graduation. This is a college town. They also represents major events like a murder. There's lots of reasons for throwing shoes on the power lines, but there are a lot of shoes on power lines you're going to see if you're looking up in the air at the power lines. And a lot of people say it's a definitive marker of drug house, but I just want to throw that out there. I think there's many reasons for shoes on power lines. It's not a definitive marker, in my opinion, for drug house, but I just wanted to point that out.
Yep. I've heard that too. I think there are a lot of reasons for it, outside of just, because you don't think the cops wouldn't look for shoes on telephone wires then? Like,
well, and
the right spot,
And that's the answer I got on doing research, is that police departments don't use shoes on telephone poles as definitive that there's a drug house in the area. And I've seen a tree in the middle of nowhere near anybody's house, covered in shoes that people threw up there just because somebody started it. And once somebody started it, everybody started doing it. And there's no drugs to be sold around there. It's just a tree. So anyways, but for what it's worth.
To the right where the house was, it's been torn down. Memorial to, we'll walk that in a minute. That's the lot, Rhonda. It's tiny, isn't it? It's very tiny. We're gonna go behind the house where the killer allegedly went and parked. Molly McMichaels also said when she was delivering the food, she came up here behind the house. It told her to walk down behind the slope into the back of the house, which we will get some footage on the ground with that. Super tight, as I always say. This would be the look that the killer would have supposedly parked to be looking right in the back windows of the house before going there. Some allege he could have seen when they went to bed and turned the lights off. It would have been a good location, and I'll grant that it is a good location to see when people are going to bed in the house. Covered by trees. So you're
and just for reference, this was 2 or 3 weeks ago. I mean, this is same time of year.
Yes. Yep. The foliage you see on the ground is kind of representative of how, because it's fall. So the autumn leaves you see are the same as it would have been roughly at that time of year. What you didn't see, by the way, as another thing, what you didn't see, and you don't have to back up and show it, as we pulled into that lot, there's a house directly in front of us. If you pull into that lot just a little bit. And then as we turn right, as you turn here, bam, stop there. There's a house right there back through those trees. That house is angled at such a way that it looks into the back of 1122 King Road residence. It's actually kind of at a diagonal. It looks right into the back. It also has a dog that barks that sounds a lot like Murphy. Every fucking dog in this neighborhood who barks, people say, there you'll hear Murphy barking. There's like at least 3 dogs that bark at my wife and I when we're out here, all of which have kind of a similar register. That house has a dog in the yard right now. But anyways, if you remember, there was some discussion that the people who lived in the house behind 1122 King Road residence had complaints about the girls. They had complaints about noise complaints. They were pissed off about the parties at the place. That, I think, is the house that looks right down into the girls' apartment, who had beef with the girls over noise complaints. So again, when you're looking into alternative suspects, did you clear this guy? And just all these people who had reasons to be pissed off in the area. That's one, that house right there that looks right into the back of 1122 King Road residence.
This would be the look that the killer would have supposedly parked to be looking right in the back windows of
this
the
is
house.
Where Molly parked as well.
Molly McMichael seen when they went to bed and
right
turned the
where
lights off. It would have been a good location, and I'll grant that it is a good location.
And then walked down the ramp. We'll walk
covered by trees. So your approach to the house will be covered.
Are you gonna park here?
No, we're gonna go park somewhere else and walk around. I think. You want to walk from here?
Why not?
Fuck, my wife's fucking got balls of fucking steel.
I was just gonna say.
All right, we're just gonna park
exactly what you said there.
Fuck it, we'll do it live. Rhonda's gonna fucking have me park right behind the fucking.
I've noticed something, DA. When you have a saying, it kind of it becomes your only saying for that short period of time.
Right. I do like to beat the hell out of stuff. It's an inside joke. We'll do it live.
Like, do you listen to a song that you like over and over and over again until you hate it?
Oh yeah, that's me.
Yeah,
that's me.
Yeah. I do the same thing. I understand you.
Murder scene and fucking.
I mean, we're right here.
We're
Might
right.
as well.
I was
I'm
trying
the
to be in
same
the
way.
street. Fucking, you're not in the street for shit. All right. All right, we're gonna
What's
do,
in
we're,
that?
gonna do it. We're facing the lot.
That's
where
my
the house has
dog
been
whining
torn
in the
down.
back.
So let's
I got a
get
freaking
strapped
chihuahua
up
in the
and walk
back
dogs.
seat and it's whining.
Are we walking the dogs?
We're not gonna walk the dogs.
Okay. I didn't think so.
I don't know what the fuck I'm doing.
I love how genuine this is.
All right, so
That's
there's
what
a
makes it
house
awesome.
There's that
right
house.
here that overlooks the girl's house. The 112. They've got
You
a
can
dog
see
out here.
if you look
For those
carefully,
of
you can
people,
see
I'm
the
going
dog
to be kind of
around in the
quiet.
yard.
But
The
there's a
dog is
dog out
literally a
here.
black dog in the yard. It's walking around. In
For
that
those who are thinking
spot.
that Murphy's the only dog in the neighborhood, there's a dog right there that could have been barking, especially if somebody was approaching the house. Now, whether that's the same dog that was here 3 years ago, we don't know. We're also going to look right here at the back of the property. Huh?
Left your keys at the hotel.
Did I really? You think so? So this slope right here is the slope down into the house. It's easy to walk down from here, although you would slip on your ass. And it was supposed to be winter with snow. No, she didn't. She supposedly walked down this way to get to the front of the house. But the
Now we're
killer
talking
went
about
down
Molly.
this. That's what I'm saying. The killer went down this and into the back of the house.
Now I'm going to black this out for a second because my license plate shows up.
In front
and
of
I
us,
want
this
to
is
hide
the
my license
Queen.
plate.
I think this
so
is the
there's
Queen Road
a blackout
Apartments,
there
which
for a
is,
moment
again,
where I'm hiding my
literally
license
on
plate.
top
but-
of 1122 King Road residence. There's a little walkway that goes right to their side entrance.
This is a big thing to me. If you look at this walkway coming down
Alright,
between
stop
the
here for a
Queen
second.
Apartments,
I'm gonna-
where I think
This is just a
Showalter
side view of
into
the lot.
back of the house.
Looking down
It's
at
crazy.
1112 King Road residence. I don't know the number of this other house that's right beside it. So the gray house there that's taller is 1112, and then right beside it is a dark blue house. I don't know what the number is of that one. We don't talk about that much. I think mostly because it didn't have a
1118,
camera on
right.
it, but now on the Queen Road apartments right here, there's a walkway right here where somebody can come down the stairs between these apartments. Anybody living in these apartments could come through the apartments from Linda Lane, right down these stairs, and right into the house, like that. So look at this. Right there, you can come from Linda Lane, right down that stairway between these two houses, and right into the apartments, or to where the girls were staying.
So now we're going to walk down to the front of 1122 King Road residence. We're going to take a minute to look at a memorial that's laid
And
out
of course,
there. If you
this
wanna
is the
fast
street
forward
where
through,
all
you
the
can,
kids
but
were,
it's people who've
were
left
out
fresh
when the
flowers
police
and
were
stuff.
here putting on
It's-
crime tape. This is the way.
I'm okay. Oh shit!
Well, I'm going to try to
Sorry.
be
What did
kind
you
of
do?
quiet, but
I want to make sure that I kind of want to see the whole thing, dude. Just
right
for the
here, that right
visual.
here that overlooks the girl's
That
house, the
big stuff.
112. They've got a dog out
Fast
here.
forward a little bit more.
For the-
There you go.
We'll
A
rewatch
little
this
bit more.
part.
Probably
Right,
fast
stop
forward.
here for a second.
Okay.
I'm
Yeah,
gonna
we can rewatch that.
This is just a side view of the lot, looking
Sorry
down
about
at
that.
1112 King Road residence. I don't know the number of this other house that's right beside it. So the gray house there that's taller is 1112.
Did I tell you about the
and
Hindu
then
temple?
Right beside it is a dark blue house. I don't know what the number.
No.
So get this. If you right now were to go to Google and you search for Hindu temple in Moscow, Idaho, it'll point to this lot right here, 1122 King Road residence. But if you look
What?
at the map, but if you look at the map, it'll be pinned on that blue house in front of us, the lower blue house. It'll list the Hindu temple. It's ARJ Hindu temple. Now, I did some research and digging into it. There is no Hindu temple in there. And so they basically, ChatGPT says somebody edited Google and put in the address and called it a Hindu temple just for a gag or whatever. But there is no Hindu temple, but it's listed. 1122 King Road residence is listed as a Hindu temple now. And that house in front of it is actually with the pin in it for being a Hindu temple. So that's kind of interesting. Still wrapping your mind around that one? Oh, what the fuck
I'm looking
happened?
it up. No, I'm looking
Oh,
it
yeah,
up.
yeah, yeah. There you
Holy
go.
shit. It really is.
Yeah,
I know people-
ARJ Hindu temple. Yeah. So what's weird is, see how the pin is on the house that's the lower blue house? That's where the pin is for ARJ Hindu temple. But if you look in the Google description, it says the address is 1122 King Road.
Yeah, look at right here.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I just did recently. So the temple's address is 1122 King Road, but the pin is in the lower building, which is that blue building.
What do you think ARJ means? Does anybody know?
So I looked into that because I was trying to find out what it means in Sanskrit or whatever. And it basically, they said that they think it's just a person's name. Arjuno or something like that is a common Hindu name. So it's probably the name of the person who made the pin, putting their name on it as a kind of a gag or whatever. That was their guess. There's no meaning in Hindu and Sanskrit that has to do with ARJ. So they guessed it was just a common name that somebody used and abbreviated and put on. That was their guess. So I don't know. I couldn't find any real connection.
What's Kopaka's middle name?
Lee.
Oh, damn.
Brent Lee Kopaka. Yeah.
I was looking at a pattern and I thought, did they forward each letter one letter?
Oh, yeah.
Brent,
yeah.
whatever.
Yeah.
So, but it's not. If that would have actually been it, where like if it would have been
right.
If it would have been AKJ, I would have lost.
Look at how fast your mind works. You just immediately went into like, you know what? I'm telling you, I don't mean to swing off of your, you know what, but that's a sign of high intelligence. You immediately look for patterns, and then you can like, okay, if you just subtracted one letter from, that's all what IQ is about, is seeing patterns. And like, if I add one to this and add two to this, I get this. And you seeing those patterns.
That's really what the first thing was that was going through my head was like, what suspects are those initials for?
Yeah.
Is somebody like editing it because they know?
Right. It's really weird. It's really weird.
So that one, we don't talk about that much. I think mostly because it didn't have a camera on it, but. Now on the Queen Road apartments right here, there's a walkway right here where somebody can come down the stairs between these apartments. Anybody living in these apartments could come through the apartments from Linda Lane, right down these stairs, and right into the house like that. So look at this. Right there, you can come from Linda Lane, right down that stairway between these two houses, and right into the apartment, or to where the girls were staying.
And I've got a big moment coming up after we get around the front of 1122 I want to talk about when we get there.
And of course, this is the street where all the kids were out when the police were here putting on crime tape. This is the lot. I don't know if you can tell how tiny it is, but there was a 3-story house there. It's hard to believe that it all fit on that property in the first place.
Yeah, Phyllis, I did go up Blake Avenue to Taylor.
Here's where most of the kids sat on the
driveway
right
looks
here across from the scene.
Extremely small.
Yeah.
This is the memorial.
It's super small.
Let's take a look here.
There's some fresh flowers.
Got some old stuff in here. Some very weathered stuff. Bag of chips and some candy left for some people.
It's all still out there.
These are brand new.
Yeah.
Brand new flowers, probably from the few nights ago, or maybe last week. I don't know if it would be this for last week. Maddie, Kaylee, Xana, and Ethan. Eternal souls. Living forever is what that sign says. Some teddy bears, gnomes.
There's a tassel.
A graduation tassel from what year?
2025.
2025.
So that's from just now.
Yep.
Wow. 6 months ago, I guess.
Would Ethan's siblings have graduated?
I don't know.
And
I don't know
this
when their
greenhouse has
graduation
been
was.
seen a million times with the car footage as the Elantra supposedly approaches and leaves the area. They got a lot of shoes hanging on the.
Stop right there.
On the,
You're, right to the
going?
right. We saw the greenhouse just for a second that you see on the cameras, whatever. I think Jack DeCour's house allegedly is this one that's kind of angled in front of us, or the one right beside it to the immediate right of it. So this is important because when you get to the blue truck, we're going to take a turn, and I'm going to show you a walkway right into 112 King Road residence from these houses where Jack was at. And if you remember, people who were in the discussion about the Jack DeCour thing, when Steve Gonzalez was asking about, Jack had an alibi. We see him go home. You see him on camera go to his house. However, there is a way to get to 112 King Road residence without going on camera. And this is how. So we'll show this coming up here in a second.
Power lines. People just throw their shoes up on top of the power lines.
All right, get ready to pause this here.
So again, this right here looks into the one.
Pause that. So that walkway, I think Phoenix was showing this video recently. This was covered in snow and there was footprints coming through this area, this walkway. And an officer was interviewing somebody over by Jack DeCour's house about something. So I've always, did I get wrong which direction? There's Phoenix in your chat. So was I wrong about what direction the footprints went from the back of the house? Because I always assumed the footprints that they followed out the back of the house went up to the upper parking lot. Were the footprints they were following the footprints that came between these two houses? Because that's huge to me. That goes right past the house.
I thought what you thought.
That they went up to the upper parking lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but they're clearly looking at footprints. Like I said, I think Phoenix showed it on a video recently where you see the footprints and they're talking. There's an officer out here on the street, right where Rhonda and I are at, and you could see clear as day the snow and the footprints going through the snow between these two houses. And again, there's this allegation that Hunter and Emily disappeared that night from 3 o'clock in the morning and didn't return till 5 o'clock in the morning. They're right beside the murder house. There's a lot of questions, new questions that are going through my head as I rewatch this.
It's just so weird, dude. It's just so weird, like seeing it. Like,
yeah,
most of this is probably never before seen for most people on YouTube that have.
Yeah, and let's think about this for a minute. Think about how many angles of attack there are in this house. You can come through relatively off camera through this walkway. You can come through the Queen apartments down that little steps right into the back of the house that way. You can come from the upper parking lot behind that way. And I'm of the opinion that I think there was more than one person that came into the house. So I think they could have come from different angles, but that's just me. I sound like a crazy conspiracy theorist, but anyways.
No, you don't. You actually sound like you have a brain. And it's like, obviously, more than one person did this. I mean, look at just the activity on what they say is unedited Linda Lane car park 1112. You line those up. I did that the other day. There are cars and people everywhere. When Koberger's doing these predatory passes, it's a joke. And what this house, to your point of like, look at all the areas people could flee.
Yeah.
What just popped into my head was like a childhood memory of ding dong ditching somebody where you really didn't plan your escape route. But if you were in a neighborhood, you could ring it. You could run around the house. You could run to the side. You could run up the street, down the street, wherever.
A million ways to go. Yeah.
That's what this feels like. If you were to go ring their doorbell and run away, you could go how many directions and not be seen.
So somebody was asking again. I can't prove it, and maybe Phoenix, if she's still in the room, can confirm this. But what I was trying to say for the people who were asking who lived in these houses right in front of us, the house to the left of us, not to the right of us, the house to the left of us, I believe. When we looked up on public records, Emily Alant is registered at living at that address. I believe it's 1118 King Road residence. And Emily Alant is listed as a former resident of there. And so was Emily and Hunter in that building right there that night? Also Josie, right? Josie was also at 1118. So yeah, that's what we looked up as well. So
it's wild. You know, I have to say something kind of funny. I saw a comment on one of my videos. I do read my comments and I appreciate all of them. Weird comments when apparently somebody's like, they get the ick that I say, I have to pee. So I'm going to be right back. Apparently letting them know when I just randomly get up and walk off camera is an ick. So consider this my way of letting people know that I will be right back. Okay. So I don't want to play the footage though, DA. If you want to quick talk about it, thank you.
Yeah. So, I mean, again, Phoenix, if you're still in this chat, can you, I know that you confirmed also the 1118 address for Emily. Was the footprints in the snow, the footprints that officers were looking into? Because I didn't hear the audio with the police officer. Was he asking about the footprints, or was he just generally canvassing the neighborhood and asking if they saw anything that night? I was curious because there was clear footprints in that footage. But and I've been meaning to reach out to you, Phoenix. I told some people to get a hold of you because I have had a hard time getting a hold of you. I've been trying to get a hold of you, Phoenix, to talk to you about that particular video because I saw you air it and I was like, I got to talk to Phoenix and I got to tell Phoenix, I got to compare my daytime footage with the footage that she has and talk some things out and see what your thoughts were on that. So if you get a chance with me, I'd like to talk that out with you still, but we just got to work out a time that we can talk about it. Maybe we can get on a StreamYard together with that's not broadcast and just share some footage and talk it out. No camera coverage between 118 and the side of the back of the house. That's what I'm saying. So it's a dark spot where somebody could exit and egress from the house through this walkway and not be on camera, which is why I think someone like Steve Gonzalez even admitted, yeah, there's a way to get to the house from Jack DeCour's house where you wouldn't be on camera. So any other questions from people who are watching this? I'm curious how many people have already seen me air this before. I know it's the first time I'm airing it on Birdie's show, but is there anybody here? Maybe give me a 1. Is this the first time you're seeing this video footage? I'd like to see how many people are seeing it for the very, very first time. All right, you're back. I just asked people to put a 1 in if this is the first time they've seen the footage because I've aired it several times, but I haven't shown it to your audience. So. Looks like there's a few people who have never seen it before. A couple people have seen it before.
I thought you were going to say, type of 1 if you think it's weird that a grown man announces that he has to take a piss.
Yeah.
No, this is great footage, man.
This
is awesome. I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to put it full screen. We'll keep playing it.
2-2 King lot where the house was torn down. All these houses touch it.
Side note, would you ever drive a Hummer?
Yeah, sure.
I could see you with one.
Yeah.
Devil's Advocate wrapped Hummer with a hot tub in the back. License plate that says TIG.
And then the 15-year-old boy says, would you ever drive while getting a Hummer? Just kidding. I can't.
Hey, why 15? Jesus Christ.
I'm sorry. You need to put the parental advisory on screen that I normally do.
I was going to say, I was going more so like Devil's Advocate wrap. You have a license plate that says TIGOL.
I can't help it. Let's roll it.
Yeah.
Roll it. There's all the shoes.
A lot of shoes.
Now we're heading straight ahead to Sigma Chi in the Banfield, which is, I mean, I could throw a football there. Probably my old ass probably couldn't throw a football there. An NFL quarterback could hit the football field from here.
What do you think, Birdie?
50 yards?
In the distance on the other side of the Banfield over there, Greek Row, you can see a lot of the Greek.
Yeah.
Frat sorority kind of houses. Sigma Chi right in front of us.
So again, just kind of, we're going to speed this up because there wasn't a lot to talk about. The White's apartments, again, are immediately on my right over here, but we're going to go all the way down. This is just the walk, a little.
Right, so now we're on Linda Lane, like
the Linda Lane again.
Very little short distance. We're going to turn on Linda Lane here.
I don't get how this connects with the King Road down.
Footwise.
Look at all the white cars.
You can walk between the buildings.
So
that's way more of an incline than you would think.
Lane, you have to flip around and go back to go to the King Road, but you can walk there.
In fact, my old ass gets winded walking this hill, so don't pick on me for that shit.
All right, Linda Lane Apartments.
Or maybe it's a Dodge pickup that we saw.
We're climbing in a hill. I wouldn't say steep hill. I kept wanting to say steep hill. It's not that steep. We're just old.
It's steep. So this is that one point.
I would not have known that based on the camera footage that it was steep.
I don't know that now.
Yeah, you can't see the angle.
Although, you'd have to go down there. Okay, we might have to go down there. Yeah. Okay, so there's an embankment.
This is easy to jump this retaining wall. It's only about a 4.5, 5 foot drop down below.
For a strapping young person to just jump off this. This is like literally about a 5 foot drop.
Yeah.
You could do it and not hurt yourself if you're young and spry. But
we're not going to.
We're gonna go walk there, which also is not hard to get to. But let me walk back from Linda Lane to go to the King Road.
Did you see the cameras still up?
I didn't look for the cameras like an idiot. I don't know.
We're
why I
showing
didn't
our
look
age.
for
You
them.
hear all that huffing and puffing?
I know.
What the hell?
So right here to the left is a footpath. There's a hat laying on the ground I talked about, but you can't see it because I didn't bring
Okay, now listen. Here's
the camera down.
where this hat is on the ground. There's a little walkway down into this area.
Yeah, that's easy to get through.
Oh yeah, super.
Easy peasy.
There's suspect
Man.
vehicle 1.
You know, I would like to comment on something real quick. And that is, I've watched a lot of the car park footage.
Yeah.
And seeing this angle right here really helps you wrap your head around why you might see headlights and taillights that are perpendicular,
Yes.
right? And not facing you.
Yes.
That makes way more sense seeing this angle. Because would you guess? Well, I mean, we've seen it on the car park, but you could fit a couple other cars in front of that Ford right there.
Yes. Yeah, sure.
Now, straight in front of us is the Queen Road Apartments. You can go car or foot to the right. Or what I'm going to do is I'm going to take you to that staircase I showed you earlier. We're going to the left, right between these two apartment buildings, and down a flight of stairs and right into the King Road house. Right into the King Road house from Linda Lane.
I would not trust anybody that I saw outside, even
there's
during the
2 people.
daytime.
Yeah, there's a guy sitting at the end of that thing. You can't see him very well. There's a guy sitting right there. And I actually used my wife as a screen so he wouldn't see my chest camera. So I actually slowed down and put my wife in front of me so I could hide my camera on my chest.
Yeah.
They're close together. They're tall.
That you lead. Here we go again.
Don't be suspicious.
Howdy.
Don't be suspicious.
Exactly. Just out humming along on a walk.
That was like the old stuff, right?
Hear the dog? That's Murphy.
Oh my God, that's the same bark.
Right?
There you go. That was the path from Linda Lane. Here we go again.
This is the same bark. Sorry to go back. That is crazy.
Howdy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like,
Listen to this.
that was like the old stuff, right?
Yeah. Tell me that dog doesn't
There you
sound like all
Same.
the isolated
Path
audios
from
we've seen of the dog.
Linda Lane Apartments to Queen Road.
Turn.
Just about.
Turn, show.
Yeah, I did. I came across it.
We're nearing the end. We're going to go across one more path, and then we're going to listen to the Westminster Bells.
So right here beside us, Linda Lane Apartments with this retaining wall. Queen Road right here with the walkway we just walked between. This again is the a lower parking lot. You can't drive all the way through to Linda Lane because there's this retaining wall right there that would keep you from driving. So you can walk, no problem, little foot area. We'll look at that one more time at the foot area. So right there is the easy footpath from Linda Lane down into the Queen Apartments. And then you can also drive.
Listen.
Okay, hang on.
So,
are you?
yeah, I was
are you
gonna-
about
I was
to
gonna
talk
say-
about the cameras?
you saw a camera right there too in the corner of that building.
Yeah. Well, hang on. When you walk over here, I went back a little bit. Let's look at the amount of this. Also, could be after the crime. So, what date exactly was this?
This right here,
November what?
November 17th, I think.
Did you see any college kids?
Yeah.
Dude, he's got a camera up there on the left.
Yep.
You got a camera here.
Yep. And
Are
before
those
you roll,
new?
I don't know. That's the thing. I don't know if those are new. Before you roll this, by the way, the reason why you see my hands come up in the camera is I just heard the Westminster bells in the distance, and I wanted to get my watch out to see what time it was, because I'm like, holy shit, did we accidentally literally just walk this neighborhood at exactly the top of the hour? So we're at 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. My wife even pulls up her watch twice, and if you look carefully, you'll see it just off the leading edge where it says 4 o'clock on her thing. And so that's what I wanted to. That's why we're doing that. You'll hear it really, if you care, you'll hear it really well when we get closer. But the reason why I'm putting my hands up is I heard the bells and I started to lift my hands to look at the time real quick.
I don't know if you guys can hear it. In the distance is the Westminster bells. Somebody asked me to time the bells. Can you hear it? Well, I have to time them.
4:03.
Let's time it.
Yeah, you can hear it.
Oh, here we can hear it better over here. Okay, listen, people, listen. One.
I can't hear it very well in here. Is there any way to turn it up a hair?
2.
It's the loudest it goes.
3. 4. 5. There you go, folks.
So it rang 5 times, because some of the research that I've done on the bells says that it would ring the number of times for what time it is.
Yes.
So is your watch accurate to local time?
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
So our watch is local time. It's 4 o'clock and it does ring 5 times. Apparently, I don't think they actually changed the bells. When I had the custody queens on, we had a long discussion about how common it was for bells to be off at college campuses. We had a long discussion about it, but just for what it's worth, we talk a little bit, Rhonda and I, about all the controversy around the bells, and how on one of the body cam footage you see an officer with their timestamp says one thing, but the bells in the distance ring a different thing. That's still happening 3 years later to the date where the bells are off of an hour. So anyway,
you know, it's interesting too. I never knew that there was like the intro to the rings. You can faintly hear like the intro bells, like going a little bit quicker before the ding.
Yeah. Right, because I mean, for those who don't know, the way that the way those towers, so this is important for those who don't know. I sometimes I forget how many people don't know. Typically on these type of clock towers, the Westminster bells will ring a whole series of chimes, that ding, 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 and it goes through the whole music thing. And then when that's done, it'll dong a number of times based on the hour. So if it's 3 o'clock, you'll hear dong, dong, dong. But you first have the intro music and then the 3 dongs to let you know it's 3 o'clock in the afternoon or whatever the case may be. Oftentimes, when it's late at night and it's 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning, they turn off the pre-music because they don't want to bug the piss out of people with the big, huge, long song. So you'll still hear the dongs, but you won't have the pre-music. So a lot of that kind of stuff. Yeah, this is 5. So it's saying it's 5 p.m. when it's actually 4 p.m. local time.
So let's think about this. When was daylight savings?
Like a week or so before this.
Oh, no, we would have fell back an hour.
Yeah, right.
So then technically would have rang 2 extra times?
1, I think. Well, yeah, 1.
Has anybody ever changed that bell since before daylight savings was even a thing? Like, I say that kind of joking, kind of not. Like, has that bell been set? Like, when was the bell set in its times? Was it?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, how old is the church?
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. That's part of the mystery.
I don't know.
Part of the mystery, yeah.
It reminds me of that movie National Treasure, where they're like, have you ever seen that movie?
Yeah, for sure.
Where he was talking about like, well, daylight savings time, like it didn't exist at that time. So it's really about to happen right now. But
so
let's
by the way,
this out. Oh, go ahead.
Well, I was going to say, there's really no reason to finish the video out. All it is me explaining to Rhonda how there's a controversy around the bells, and then we're pretty much done with the video. But
I got it muted if you want to talk through it.
There really isn't anything else. We literally walked to the end of this. I'm telling Rhonda that she has no idea how much the controversy is about the bells. And then even Rhonda says, well, we did just have daylight savings time. Maybe they didn't change the bells because it just happened recently. So that's basically it. And again, when I had the custody queens on, we also talked over this entire thing. And, Sam gave a big description about how the bells were always off at her college campus. And so it's not uncommon for the bells to be off. And so I don't want to weigh in too heavily. Like I'm not making any assertions about whether or not the body cam footage was altered based on the sounds of the bells. But I did want to bring it up because it gets mentioned so much about the timing of the bells. And again, the difference between when the bells play with the music in front of it and when they don't. Because again, if it's a certain time of night, they stop playing the long intro music to not avoid the, to piss everybody off at 2:00 in the morning or 3:00 in the morning. So.
I mean, dude, it is one of those things though, where you have to acknowledge that it might be off in the time.
Yeah.
Like that is weird.
Yeah.
It's a real thing to overcome. And it's just the whole video footage, the sounds, like in my opinion, I actually said the other night on the stream, I'm sick of acting like this is not a diesel truck sound. I've been around diesels. I've seen them. My grandpa had them. I got buddies that have diesel trucks. They got dualies. I went to school in the country.
Yeah.
I know what a diesel and like a Cummins, a turbo stroke, sorry, what is it? Power stroke, right?
Yeah.
Like a turbo diesel. I know what it sounds like. And it's like, that is absolutely a diesel truck. That is not a turboed Ford Explorer. There are many engines in everyday cars that say they have turbos. You don't hear the whistle.
Yeah.
You don't hear the blow off valve. You don't hear the exhaust. And I don't know anybody that's ever put a blow off valve on a Ford Explorer or straight piped a Ford Explorer, college or not. I mean, I'm not saying that nobody's done it.
Right.
But that's a performance truck, in my opinion, that you hear.
Yeah.
Very similar to the picture that you see one of the surviving roommates posing next to many times.
Right. Right.
So it's not even that crazy to think like that. It's like,
yeah,
like, I get it. It's not what the video shows, but why do you hear it?
Yeah.
And you can hear it everywhere.
Yeah. And apparently people say there's 2 bells that ring in that town. So sometimes you can get confused on which set of bells you're listening to. I don't know about that. There's a set of bells right on campus. And I swear that's where these bells are coming from.
That's what I was just going to ask you. So where I went to college, we have a ton of church bells. Our campus also had a bell.
Yeah.
They were not synced. Like, if you paid attention, you would hear them slightly off.
Yeah. And like Phoenix is saying, apparently this is another confirmation, right? There's the university bells, and then there's a church in the area with bells. So she's kind of confirming that there are 2 sets of bells in the town, which can lead to confusion too. And which set of bells are you picking up?
Well, that's exactly right. But ultimately, let me ask you this. Do you think that the video footage that we've had released to us, whether it be Maddie, or what did you tell Adam? And the grub truck, and then the dumpster cam, the car park, the 1112, do you think that helps or hurts the narrative?
I think it hurts the narrative myself.
But that's because we also looked into it.
Right.
Like if you were just a normie and you saw that clip on TV, you would say, that looks like a white car. And that's saying this time.
Yeah.
You haven't listened to the sounds. You haven't watched all the passes. Like, I don't know. It's so odd to me. And it's also very odd to me too. Like, I showed the other day, DA, that Molly is door dashing at 3:51. At 3:50, if you go to the car park, you literally see somebody walk that same path that you and your wife walked down those stairs at like 3:50. So it's like, is it unrealistic? Because I would be curious to see what is your time. It's about a minute and a half that you could probably get in front of 1112
easily.
So my whole point is like, you could see somebody at 3:50 walking that direction.
Yeah.
Why are we not assuming that it's that person? Why are we assuming that it's somebody? It's just so crazy, dude.
Yeah.
And like, that's what Wednesday will be about. It's a
30-second walk from the staircase to the front of 1122 King Road. It's not even a minute.
I understand that not everybody likes to think this way, or they can't think this way, or they think people who do think this way are crazy. My gut instinct tells me that if we were able to go and, because let me back up, go on YouTube, watch the Linda Lane archive, car park dumpster cam, watch it on 4X, okay? On 4X speed or 3X speed, whatever you can do, whatever the max speed is. I got this tip from somebody who does video and editing or video and audio editing. When you watch it at a sped up pace, it is so easy to see the cuts. Go watch any of that footage at 4X speed. Dude, the entirety of it is cut up. You know what? I'll show you this real quick, DA. Just if you're okay with this. This is crazy. Okay. So first off, let me play it in slow motion here. Turn your volume up. I won't talk, DA. I don't want you to talk. Where I'm going with this is my gut is telling me that the actual events of the crime have been littered throughout these clips on Linda Lane. Right? These aren't official police cameras, but something tells me they have edited these clips. But the actual events that played out that led up to it are all on camera. They're just spread out. They're sprinkled in. Okay. So listen to this. Tell me what you hear. This is at 11:16:20. I hate even saying the timestamp. I encourage everybody to go watch go watch the videos and ignore the timestamps. Like zoom in so you don't see it. And your mind will completely change. You will lose the bias of what time this is happening at. So it can't be that. Can you hear it?
Yeah.
Okay. Listen in about 20 seconds. Dog bark. Do you hear that?
I didn't, but I kept my headphones so low so I wouldn't echo in your microphone.
Sorry. Here, listen to this again. Turn it up for a second. I won't talk. All right. Tell me you don't hear a siren. Okay. So you hear a siren, and
I did, yeah.
The whole editing that I'm telling you about, they've then slowed the audio down. If I played it on 2X, you will continue to hear the whining of the siren. And then you're also going to see headlights disappear shortly after. Watch right here and tell me immediately after you hear these sirens that you don't see headlights disappear. So I'm going to go back 10 seconds, turn your volume up. I won't talk. Just watch this with me and then stare right here. You will see headlights disappear. Like cut. Like somebody cut it. Tell me you didn't see that.
Yeah. I mean, is it
play
possible?
it slow. I'm going to play it.
Is it possible
slowly.
someone just was parked and just turned off their headlights as opposed to moving?
Dog, watch this.
I play devil's
even
advocate.
At 0.25.
Yeah.
But I also know you're not able to, or like you don't not see with your own eyes. You know what I mean? Like watch this.
Yeah.
So this is at 0.25. Dude, that's not somebody parking. They cut it. Now, when I play it at 4x speed, watch the clouds. They don't move. They completely cut it out. That's my point. I've gone that granular. So I'll play it at 3x speed. Nothing. And that's at 3x. They don't move for how long? 10 seconds. Right as the headlights approaching when you hear sirens. So that was at 3x speed. Okay, I'll play it normally. We'll watch it in real time. Sirens. Headlights. Cut. Nothing moves. But they keep the audio going. And you can hear the whining. And right about now, it'll start to move here. Dude, that is crazy. That is crazy. It's completely cut. And I've done this now. I don't want to just keep harping this, DA, because I get it. Some people, this is not for everybody, but at the end of the day, this is the hive mind. This is what we do. You know what I mean? Like, this is what we do. So watch this. 4x speed. Listen. This first siren was played at real time. While or right before it pauses, you're going to be able to hear the whining. You know, like how a siren has a couple different tones, like, and then it goes, you will hear that clear as day. There it is. Now listen. Well, I didn't go back. There it is. Oh, fuck. Now it's doing this. Well, whatever. That lagged out in the middle of it. Go do it on your own time with your headphones. I promise you, like what I was just showing you, I know that it worked well enough 20 seconds ago for you guys to get the point. If you really want to dial it in, watch this at 1 speed, watch it at 2x speed, watch it at 3x speed, and watch it at 0.5 speed. Whenever you can't understand something, play around with the sound. Speed it up.
You know what?
Slow it down.
You know what I would want to do? I would love. I mean, I'm not a fan of throwing money away, but what I would love to do is send that clip to an audio specialist and just say, I'll pay you to analyze this video. Tell me if there's any indication that the audio and the video has been altered, and render your professional opinion, and not lead them to what they're supposed to be looking for. To say, tell me if you find any evidence of editing of dropped frames or anything in there that you see, and come back and have them tell you without you telling them where it's at, and have them find it, and then use that as some receipts to say, look, an audio specialist. It's not just me, because again, I mean, I guess that's where. Me, I'm like, if I say something, they'll be like, "You're just an asshole YouTuber. You're just making up shit."
You're also like a normal person. You could see it. You could hear it. We're looking.
I understand. I understand. Yeah.
I don't get me wrong. I get your point, because there's credibility to an audio specialist. But you want to know what? There's also a lot of credibility to a bunch of doctors that are dumbasses. There's a lot of credibility to people that have these schoolings that they don't know anything.
Well, let me tell you where I'm going with this. Again, I'm not a fan of throwing about money. But if you find somebody who's an audio specialist who will say they analyze the video, then I would go with a lawsuit to the city, and I would say, you altered this video. I got an audio specialist who will tell me you altered the video, and so I'm going to sue your ass for altering this, because you impeded an investigation into a murder scene because you altered footage. That's step one of going after somebody.
Isn't Jeff H. an audio specialist guy?
God damn it, Jeff.
Oh, yeah, exactly. Like, I'm pretty sure this guy has the footage uploaded on his page. Yeah. So it's like, it really goes to show you, right? But my thing is this. I understand, like, if we were to go to court and do all that, Absolutely. I would love to be able to fund that and get somebody to look at all this unbiased. And it would have to be somebody that also has no idea what they're looking at. They would have to not know this is Idaho 4. They would have to not know this is even a crime scene. They would have to not know any of that. They would just have to give, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, independent analysis. Yeah.
But dude, like, even if I leave this on mute, this is also interesting. As we're talking, I'm going to leave this on 4X, down here. And you could just see it. Why is this? Oh shit. You can just see it. This is playing right now. You'll be able to see that's at 4X speed. Look at how choppy this is. And it'll stop. You'll see nothing in the background move. I swear to God, you see cop cars going around. This 11:16 time on YouTube has blown my mind, DA. You'll see the girls walk through. It's crazy. See, look at it. Look at this. You don't need an audio and visual specialist for that. When you play it at 4X, it's crazy. Look at it. It stopped again. Why? And it's always strategic when you hear a car coming. That's the other part. So the other thing, without going too far down this rabbit hole, DA, watch this. Disappears. That's a goddamn cop car, if I've ever seen one. That disappears right here. Ready? And zing. Come on. That's crazy.
Yeah.
You cannot tell me that this is not a police car that is literally driving by. This is normal speed, 1X, and boom, gone. What is that? Why do we hear sirens the only time in the night? And then this is what's even crazier. Go line up the sirens that you hear on the grub truck and tell me what time it is. It's just, there's so much that you can unpack a lot of stuff.
And I agree. Like, I want to make sure you and your audience understands my new logic with the suing and going after officials. Again, because what I'm saying is they give zero shits about YouTubers. They're going to tell mainstream media, law enforcement is going to tell you it's a bunch of effing YouTubers clickbaiting you. They're making shit up. They're whatever. You need receipts. You need somebody willing to stake their professional career on it. Yes, this was altered. It's not asshole YouTuber. It's a professional. You know what I'm saying? Because again, I don't think we're assholes, but that's what they're going to say. They're going to literally, we have no time for your bullshit. You're a YouTuber. I don't give a shit that you think you've analyzed it and ran it backwards and ran it 10 times and you think you can prove it to your audience. Yay for you. But until somebody comes through with a professional and a lawyer and says, no, this is altered footage, they're just going to blow it off. That's my thinking.
Well, my point is this, dude. This is not official cop footage. None of this is. So I'm saying somebody put this on here.
Yeah. So that's the question.
Why would we sue the cops for it? That doesn't make sense. Somebody put this on here. Who is it?
Right.
And so I'm saying, why would they manipulate that?
If it became part of the official trial, which of course there's no trial, so then there's the other part, yes.
But I get your point. You need these what do you call them? Experts. Credibility. Yes. I get it. And people say they don't care about YouTubers or whatnot, but I'm also like, at the same time, I think a lot of people are on YouTube making waves against the narrative. They've been doing that.
Right.
And this, to me, people are like, oh, they would have cut the whole car. They would have done this. I didn't make this footage, everybody. This is on Linda Lane Archives. You can go look at it yourself. Don't get mad at me for pointing it out, for God's sakes.
Right.
I don't know why they did it. I'm just saying this is weird because at the 11:16 time frame, if you were to think about that. Why is it that sounds like a crime? The flurry of activity at this time frame of cars going and coming and leaving and the sirens, it's the only thing that sounds realistic.
Yeah.
I don't know. To me, dude, I get it. I get it. But how much stuff can be weird about this case before we're like, you don't even need a specialist. This is just all fucked.
No, and it's funny because I don't feel like we're disagreeing, but what I'm saying is
no, I'm not disagreeing. I'm saying in general.
There's no question that we can say this case stinks to high heaven. We've been saying that for a long time, and we got a million reasons to believe it. But it feels like it needs to be taken to the next level. Somebody needs to convince the officials that this was bullshit. Somebody needs to convince somebody that somebody committed a crime, because that's where this. Otherwise, we're just talking. Yeah, who cares? You're a YouTuber. You're just talking. Until somebody comes out and holds somebody accountable for something, then they're just going to blow it off. And again, it'll just, and it's fine at the end of the day if all we want to do is talk about it and say, we all know in the community, we all know this didn't happen the way it said, and all you rest of you sheeple can just believe it. But wouldn't it be nice to convince the world that shenanigans happened by somebody actually getting proven to manipulate shit and go down for it?
Well, I agree. And I think that nobody is doubting it's manipulated. I'm trying to figure out how is it manipulated? Where is it manipulated? Why is it manipulated? Who manipulated it? And secondly, let me ask you a question that I'm sure you're going to be able to answer, but I don't know if most people think about this. Why would all of this footage not be official footage, but it would just be out there to influence public opinion based on times?
Right.
Dude, if there's an operation going on, or if there's something that is within the legal confines of our system, this makes a hell of a lot of sense why somebody would manipulate this, put it out on YouTube, and it would never be official times. Nobody ever references the Linda Lane dumpster camp, the Linda Lane car park. Nobody ever references those. Like there's the 1112 gets referenced officially. And then there's like Walenta, there's a couple other random cameras, but we don't have those footage, or we don't have that footage.
Yeah.
So like, that's where I'm like, did somebody get to these people that have these cameras and they're like, dude, you need to manipulate these, put them out on YouTube, let the public go crazy. I don't know. And maybe there are parts that are the real timestamp. But again, one of the other things, DA, I'm not saying this is all real and whatever. Look at, like, how weird is it that every camera that we see has the same timestamp? Does that make sense? Like, I get it. I get it. I'm not trying to say that everything that I'm doing is for nothing, because I will promise you that Wednesday, you're going to see all of this shit was manipulated. But why?
Yeah, that's always the question. Why?
Yeah. So going back to like you talking about suing the MPD and all that, what does that do? Like I'm not saying that it's not effective, but what would they do?
Because the reason why you sue is if you can prove. So here's the thing. If Koberger didn't do it, if you sue that video footage was manipulated, that timestamps were manipulated, any of the stuff that we're saying was done, if we can prove it and you can sue them and say you manipulated this investigation, then that's why he pled guilty. He pled guilty because he was fucked on stuff. He was convicted on things that weren't true. They were factually incorrect. As he stated, I'm factually innocent. I didn't do the things you're claiming I did. I'm factually innocent, because the facts are he didn't do it. That's what he was arguing. And so if you had to manipulate the facts, that's illegal. And if they can prove that somebody did something illegal, which will only come out, in my opinion, by a lawsuit forcing them to admit, yeah, we did something, we manipulated that, then it reopens the investigation. Well, wait a minute. Maybe there wouldn't have been a plea deal if they hadn't lied about the PCA, if they hadn't lied about the Linda Lane footage, if they hadn't lied about the timestamps. If they had not lied about those, you wouldn't have a plea deal. And so it would change a lot of things. But
I agree. It brings attention to it. And it's also at the same time, how interesting is it that even before we look for manipulation, concurrent timestamps raise a lot of questions. And I don't know if you've seen this yet. I want to finish with this because I think this will bring it full circle. Okay. And I don't know if you've seen this. I want to ask you something. So what time did they say Brian Koberger made like the last pass out of there? Do you remember when he not sprinted out of there. He fled out of there so fast. He sped off.
Yeah, it's 4:20 and 47 seconds or something like that.
Okay. So don't you think that it would be a little bit of concern when you look at, okay, so
so like 407 was the parking of the car. I thought 420 was the speeding off. And so we had to double check the receipts, but
no, it's this. It's 40 something. Okay. So watch this.
I'm going to look it up too.
Well, all right. I'm pretty sure wait, you're right. It's 420.
I thought it was 420.
Right here. No, it's 422.
422. That might
421. They speed off. Okay, just watch this. Watch from 420. You hear the dog barking. I'm gonna move the time or move our heads. So watch this, DA. This is insane. Why is nobody asking about this? Watch this for the next 3 minutes and tell me that this is not concerning. This is all original timestamp footage from Idaho Statesman, or this is translucent. And then it's the Linda Lane archive footage. I've not done anything.
See, that's what I was saying. 4:20 and 47 seconds.
But watch this now. Do you remember this? Because you'll see the pass through. So that was 4:20 and 47 milliseconds, or 4:20 and 47 seconds.
Yeah, 4:20 and 47.
Now watch this shit, DA. Why is nobody talking about this at 4:22? Nobody talks about this. Listen. Saw the car unlock. Somebody gets to the fucking car and leaves. A minute and a half later.
Yeah.
And just wait, because your mind's going to be blown if you haven't seen this. It's a minute after Brian Koberger speeds off. What does that sound like? Now watch this, DA. DA, watch this. Yeah. This is going to blow your mind. They show that as a final car, but they don't show the fucking car park. You could see it pulled out. Watch it. And I corroborate it. Watch this. Which that is so slowed down, but watch this. 424, 27, 28, 29, 424, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34. I'm showing that it doesn't go back here. It doesn't go back there. 424, 38, 39, 424, 40. There it goes. So we can track that from the fucking car park. Who is that? Isn't that like an accomplice? You're muted, bro. You're muted.
Yeah, I was gonna say it could be another perpetrator. Absolutely. I mean, it could be random timing, but it could be another perpetrator leaving the scene right after the scene happened. Yeah.
And then how weird is this? Let me speed this up. I've shown this already. So this is nothing from Wednesday. Wednesday is a million times this. I'm going to play this on 3X. Watch this now. So that car just left. Brian Koberger sped away, right, DA? He sped away. And then car park, 1112, dumpster cam. They just left. Now watch this. This is on 3X speed just for the sake of time. Come on, dude. That's like too easy to corroborate.
Yeah.
And you can hear it on this camera. So it stops at King Road.
Did you just freeze?
You'll see another car leaving at 4:33 then. Am I frozen?
You were frozen for a second.
But you get my point. Like, how?
Yeah.
I didn't even have to do anything other than just watch 3 cameras for 20 minutes.
Yeah.
And Taylor doesn't have access to that?
Well, and Taylor
This is
had
on
access.
YouTube.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on that? Unbiased thoughts, genuinely. What do you think? Like, that's weird, right?
For sure. Yeah. I mean, everything happening around that time. So my first thoughts are, if people are awake at the time that happened, such that people are coming and going from the scene within minutes of the murder scene, I still have to ask myself how you have people screaming and fighting back in the house, knowing how tight the buildings were there, and the people who were leaving and coming and going from the area at that time of night didn't hear shit, which makes you think, were they involved in it? They did hear shit. They were involved in it. But, because again, I'm telling you, everything there is super tight, super tight. And if you were to believe one of the many versions of the story that people were screaming during the fight and that they had defensive wounds, and oh my God, sometimes I just lose my mind when people are like, oh, devil's advocates, they were stabbed in the lung, they couldn't scream. They were silenced because they were immediately stabbed in the lung and they couldn't. We heard references that they were screaming. Like Dylan talked about hearing the screaming. Like there was like how many different versions? You just pick which version you want to go with. But anyways, I don't see how anybody's coming and going from the neighborhood at that rough time and not have heard what was going on in the house, which makes you wonder if they're perpetrators.
Dude, there was so much activity from 3:30 to 4:30. It's unbelievable. Like, go watch it. Go watch it. There's so many people walking, talking. You see them, you hear them. It's crazy. For nobody to hear anything, that's crazy. Stabbed in the lung. Again, fine, whatever. People saying Ann Taylor didn't get discovery, for fuck's sake. This shit's on YouTube. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Are you kidding me? It's such an asinine argument that anybody would believe this, that they don't know it. Right? They would have the experts that you're talking that we would have to crowdsource it and crowdfund to do. They would do this.
Yeah.
Public defender or not, when it's this high profile of a case, I mean, look at all the other experts that came in.
Yeah.
So that leads me to believe this. The audio and video is there for a different reason. The audio and video, when you think about it, is it a little bit like the court documents? Is it a little bit too easy to poke holes in? But what does it do? From a strategy standpoint, people like me, I sprint down these rabbit holes, balls deep. And I'm like, look at this, and that. And I line it up and I can show you it. But what did I do? If it really doesn't matter, well, I wasted my time. Same thing with the court documents. There's people that sprint down these rabbit holes of the court documents. They lied and they contradicted themselves on X, Y, and Z. Well, if it doesn't matter, you just wasted your time.
Yeah.
How do we not know the truth about this case? I've never seen a case that has this much public exposure and nobody has a clue what happened.
I think people have a clue what happened. They just can't prove it. That's the thing. You can't prove it. People have clues. They have suspicions. There's people who have been saying exactly what they think's happening, but you can't prove it because there's no trial. He pled guilty. There's nothing to prove. Like, again, until, I hate to beat a dead horse, but until somebody holds somebody accountable for it in a court of law, they'll just
Hang on.
ignore
Sorry.
it.
Jeff H. wants to bring up a Ukrainian girl that was stabbed on the train that seemed to make no noise and slumped over after 20 seconds. Okay. 4 people, roommates, say they were sleeping. They weren't sleeping, and somebody sees it. Somebody literally sees them on the ground, and they wait 8 hours. What was the response time for the fucking train thing, Jeff? You dumbass.
You and Jeff.
God damn, it's just
God
crazy.
damn
to
it,
me.
Jeff.
And it's just unbelievable. Jeff, I'll also add another thing. How much blood did you see in that? A hell of a lot more than you saw in any crime scene photos. From one victim. What about 4? And did you notice something about the guy that stabbed her? He was bleeding all the fuck over the place from one person.
Right.
Give me that shit, Jeff. You're smarter than that. Maybe you're not. I don't know. Sorry. It's just mind-blowing that they want to justify it with a different situation and then say that this one could have happened in this timeline. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
Sorry, DA. I get it.
No, it's all good. It's all good.
But at the end of the day, I know you're a smart guy. Everybody that knows this case in and out, there's either a reason they don't want to say they think that there's fuckery, which you do say there's fuckery. But the hardest part is, do you want to go out there on a limb and say, this is why? What is the reason why they're doing it? Because that's when you get into hot water with people that are like, no, it's because of this, or no, it's that reason, or no, that didn't happen. And it's hard to cipher through it. But my argument and why I do things the way that I do, which is not for everybody, is let's hear them all. Let's hear all the reasons why it could have happened, and let's pick the best answer.
Yeah. The
best answer right now is anything but Brian Koberger.
Yes. Yes. I just said that with Dago today. I said, if I gave you 3 scenarios, one of which is a jealous ex-boyfriend who's losing the love of his life and had his ex-girlfriend lured back so he could take her out that night, or people turned on some drug ring and ratted out to the police and were working with Moscow police and got known as snitches and were killed for it, or random guy comes into town who can't get laid and decided he had to go kill 4 to 6 people and leave a couple survivors behind. Which one of those stories makes more sense? I'll tell you what doesn't make sense. The third one. The third one out of all of those makes the least amount of sense. It's a random guy who decided maybe she was too good and too pretty for him, so he had to go kill 4 out of 6 people in the house and leave a couple of them alive, travel from another state that doesn't have the death penalty to a state that does have the death penalty. All of that makes more sense to other people than a jealousy murder, a drug hit murder, any other half a dozen other things that have way more plausibility. The one that made sense to America was incel who couldn't get laid. Was it for you guys? That's
and
what
Muffin
and not for
Tops.
you. And by you guys, I don't mean your audience, because your audience doesn't think that way, or they wouldn't be watching your show. But I'm saying for a large people in America, that made more sense to them than all the other plausible stories. And somehow, we were never going to allow to tell a jury about all the alternate suspects, all the reasonable doubt. That's all it is. Reasonable doubt. Is there a reason to believe that a jealous ex-boyfriend who could have done it might have had a motive, or that a drug hit could have been the reason? And if you can for a moment fathom that, that actually makes more sense than the guy who can't get laid, then that's reasonable doubt. But they weren't going to even be allowed to put reasonable doubt in this case.
Add into that last scenario that America bought. He's never been in the house. He had no connection to the victims. He never stalked them. No connection to their families. That's words from the freaking prosecutor and the investigators. You could go watch them say that. That's not me saying it. It's not reading it. You will visibly see them say that. So if you cannot put Brian Koberger in the house and he has no connection to the victims or their families, He never stalked them. He's never been in the house. His cell phone was just in the area of that night. How the hell is anybody sitting on their heels to appeal this when you can just literally play video? And if they ever try to lie in the stand, you just say, well, really? Because on this day, at this time, you said this. Why did you say that then? And then you create doubt and boom, he's off. On top of that, if he's never been in the house, how did his DNA? Oh, hang on. Here's the kicker. It's trace DNA, which is exactly how trace DNA ends up in places that it shouldn't be. But how did the knife sheath, if he was never in the house and he had no connection to the victims or their families and never stalked them, didn't know them online, how did that freaking sheath end up in the house? What was trace DNA? That's the whole argument, you dumbasses. That's why trace DNA shouldn't be allowed in IgG is BS. Yet the FBI is lobbying $60 million a year to use IgG because look at how easy it made a conviction happen.
Yeah. Yeah. For sure. And we're on a dangerous slope in America where we baffle juries with science and say, well, the science says he was there, so it has to be, and we no longer have to prove anything with actual facts. We can just say, well, science doesn't lie. The DNA was in the house, so that means he was in the house. And we're setting a lot of dangerous precedences.
And how do you cement that narrative in? Hang on. DA, we're in a boardroom. Hear my pitch. What if we make victims, family members of these crimes, our spokespeople? Because now if they question our methods, they're going to be questioning grief. They're going to be questioning victims, family members.
Yeah.
We can shame them. They'll never be able to question us.
Right.
It's too obvious, bro.
Yeah.
I mean, come on, dude. Like, and the last part that I'll make before I go on an absolute terror of a rant, I'm trying to stay calm because I was ranting a lot a couple of weeks ago and I've calmed down. But the bigger crisis goes back to what you just said when you laid out those three options. The crisis is that America bought it, dude.
Yes. Yes.
We bought it like a bunch of imbeciles, like idiots, spoon-fed propaganda idiots. Everybody bought this because Keith and his old balls on Dateline said,
interesting.
Yeah, interesting. Yeah. Why do you think this happened? Well, because they were beautiful. And it's rumored, for never before seen footage here on Dateline for the first time ever, Brian Koberger actually sat down in a chair.
Yep.
Give me a break.
Yeah.
I mean, dude, it's just like, that's why it's hard for me to continue. Like, I'm okay with theorizing. You and I have been streaming for months together, bro.
Yeah.
Right? Like, we understand each other.
Yeah.
Like, we always say, I'm way out there. You kind of reel me back, and then I kind of force you to go into the deep end a little bit.
Yeah.
But but at the end of the day, that's healthy.
Yeah.
That's debate, dude.
Sure. Yeah.
And if people that watch you typically don't watch me, or people that watch me typically don't watch you, and they feel some type of way, that is a healthy thing.
Yeah.
And I'm okay with that. It's not a bad thing, everybody.
I agree. 100% agree. Yeah.
It is a bad thing, though, if when Ashley Banfield shows you a selfie of Koberger showing off his ass in a dressing room, that's guilt. Or a thumbs up picture is a trophy picture, and then they release 19 other ones. That's a problem. Sorry.
Narrative.
It's just like, I can't believe that this is a thing.
Yeah.
I don't think it's that unreasonable, do you? To question that?
No, for sure it's not. But man, I tell you, it's brutal when you listen to people telling you, get a fucking life. This case is over. He's guilty. He's going to spend the rest of his life rotting in jail. Live with it. Deal with it. It's fact. And I'm like, oh my God, you asshole. Like,
see, I fucking thrive in that, DA. I wait for those conversations. I'm like, see, let's talk about X, Y, and Z. You can say that. You're going to have your point. But then I also have the ability to say, so there's probably never been a situation where publicly something plays out, and I'm sure people have never gone into witness protection. They've never faked their deaths. They never those things are just, I'm just
Never
making
happened.
that up like a comic book, right? There's not movies that have made cajillions of dollars talking about these same plots, right? And I'm sure Hollywood doesn't have anything to reach from other than just their imagination, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a fucking clown world. And I've dropped a lot of F-bombs, DA. That's what you do. You bring out my cuss words.
I know. Yeah, I know.
It's been a while since I've ranted. Guys, this was a great stream. Wednesday, I'm going to show this sneak peek. Oh, have you seen this? Before we go, have you seen this?
shit.
I took the timestamp off. I'll tell you the timestamp after. Have you seen this?
No, I don't think so.
Who does that look like, DA?
Yeah, Kaylee and Maddie. I don't know. Could who knows?
Wait, watch the body language. Going back, getting pulled out.
Drunk. Yeah.
Now watch this. Tell me you don't see a fucking third person following them that they blur out. I replay it. I put filters on it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just wait. Watch. There you go.
Okay.
Right
What
there.
is the time? What is the date and timestamp?
What do you think it is? Hang on, keep watching this. Oop, third person just walked by. What do you think it is?
No, I have no clue. It could be any time.
And did you listen to it? Turn your volume up and listen to this real quick. Just turn your volume up, everybody, and I won't talk so I don't blow your eardrums out. What did you hear?
I hate to say what I thought I heard, but because I don't like Wes later. It sounds
There's
like
no
Maddie or
captions.
something like that. Yeah, yeah.
I mean, dude. From 200 yards away? There's an argument to be made. And so my argument is that the girls in the what did you tell Adam? What if they were leaving? That was, again, released by a business. That's not official. What if they were leaving?
Yeah.
And then I do this entire thing, DA, where I say, stitching it together. You see these two. Again, there's no timestamps, but with no timestamps, shortly after, what if that guy who walks up and then looks in the dumpster and then walks towards King Road has a flashlight? And then who else do you see with a flashlight that they say is the DoorDash driver?
Wait. Where did this is this supposed? Okay, hold on.
I can show you this on YouTube, by the way.
Is this supposed to be Linda Lane that we're looking down, or is it?
I'm zoomed in so that I'm seeing this. You can go look it up. 1117 Linda Lane on the Linda Lane Archives dumpster cams. 1117 is the timestamp. You can zoom on in. I just zoomed in so you can see it.
Wow.
None of this is doctored, and I would never put out doctored footage. Ever. I cut the timestamp off purposefully because it makes people think. After we all just admitted the freaking footage is clearly messed up.
What time is it, dude? What time is it?
11. It's 11:17.
11:17 on November 12th.
Yes, dude, it's from the Linda. November 12th. So it's on that same one that you hear the sirens.
Huh.
And where was Maddie's jacket found? DA?
Yeah, out kind of by the band field right there, out there.
Which is what? You said it's smaller than it looks. What, 100 yards away?
Yeah. Oh, less. Yeah.
And then you hear sirens, and then they cut out cop cars. It's interesting.
It is.
I believe that the 11 p.m. I don't think the girls got, excuse me. Let me make us bigger here. There's so many oddities surrounding the Uber driver, the private driver. What time did they actually get home? This, and that. My first part that I'm doing, I put the Delta out. I floated that out there, right? I think that was last Monday with you.
Yeah.
And I showed the difference in times for the texts, and they make the texts hit a little bit different.
Yeah.
If Dylan was in that truck, it's simple math. It's not even a conspiracy. So then I said, why don't I go put together all of the footage and just show to people how doctored it is? My third phase that I'm working on is now compiling with no timestamps so that people's brains will continue to work. I will show a flowing scene of people arriving home, people following them, and cops showing up with sirens. Crazy.
It is. It is.
Like, how is that even possible to do then? Unless what? The timestamps influence your brain way more than you think. So what I did, and I would encourage people to do this, zoom in on the video on YouTube. You can do this. Just take your fingers, zoom in so that you can't see the timestamp. Watch it on 4x speed or 3x speed and look for common denominators. My first giveaway, flashlights and smoking. So then I compiled everything that was flashlights and smoking, and I'm like, hang on. When I screen record this part and I screen record this part, why, without timestamps, is there no break?
Wow.
And you can't tell me, dude, that I'm this genius that has been the first person to think that somebody might put a fake timestamp on film to cover something up.
No, but you may be the first one to put it together like this.
I believe that I am.
Yeah.
In this detailed. I mean, I showed you it. I have every entry, exit, pass, turnaround, all of it. So that's what Wednesday will be. I mean, DA, I know that I make you kind of stretch a little bit and go out there, but I know your mind, dude. Something that I did learn from you from streaming is to have visuals and have receipts. So I've been trying to do that. And I think I've gotten better with the Delta theory in this. I'm showing people this. That's compelling when you don't see the timestamp.
Yeah.
Like type of 1, we got almost 1,400 people in here. Like type of 1, is that compelling without the timestamp? Would that have changed your mind at all? Even just briefly. If I didn't tell you that it was at 11:17 in the evening, and you just would have seen that, would you have thought to yourself, oh shit, that kind of looks like two girls and there's maybe a guy back there? So if I was to manipulate timestamps, I would use CapCut, I would use Canva Pro, and I would extract the audio. And every time that on video, there was something that I didn't want people to see, I would let the audio run and I would put a still shot. And what do you see in all the footage? You see a still shot.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
So I don't know what's going to come of this. This could all be wrong. I could absolutely be wasting my time. But at the end of the day, I am a firm believer that a lot of the court documents, not all of them, just like not all the footage, a lot of the court docs are a waste of time. A lot of the footage is a waste of time. But you got to go through it. And I think that we forgot about how if you line these up, even on 1112 that people said, this is legit. Look at the predatory passes. We'll line it up with the car park. A chick's leaving a minute later, dude. And if you apply the Delta, then you want to get nuts. DM doesn't even have to be in Quinn's truck. That's wild. You could literally have potentially seen Dylan leave.
Yeah.
and send those texts saying what happened after they just say that they saw a masked man outside. And then when you apply the delta with the white BMW, you apply the delta with all the real predatory passes. So on Wednesday, don't miss that. I'm hypothesizing. I just want to see a concurrent timeline that makes sense for a human brain to wrap their head around, where there would be sounds like it's manipulated, but it's like, what if you stitch them together to make sense again?
Yeah.
And so watch these videos on 4X. Listen, it's the most obvious cut-ups you've ever heard in your life. So, DA, I just said last thing. I know you want to get going. I can tell. I'm not trying to say, I feel like you're like, God damn it, Bernie, I don't want to do this conspiracy shit anymore. Just, it's Mondays, dude. You come into the hive, right?
It is. No,
So-
yeah. No, it's
I'm not
great.
trying to make, you know what
No,
I
I
mean.
think I think it's great. I think you know, in a lot of ways, I think like what you said is a key to our differences and why we're good together, which is that you go a little further with stuff, right? The enhanced audios, the videos, stuff like that. I tend to shy away with it. I try to go, what was part of the official record? Can we prove the official record was wrong? Whatever, right? But when we get together, we put a little bit of it both together, and I think it's a great mashup. Like I think I can't wait to see what you do on Wednesday. Would I do it myself? Probably not. But that doesn't mean that I don't sit there and go, yeah, go Birdie, do it. Like, I mean, that's your wheelhouse. Tear it up. I want to see you tear it up, and then I'll go and I'll like do my thing, and then together on Mondays you'll push me a little bit to like, okay, what you think? So I think it's great what we're doing. I can't wait to see what you do with it on Wednesday. I'm excited. I'm excited about it.
Yeah, no. And again, even on Wednesday, it's like, it's as much as I've gotten done. So that's another different thing that I do that we've talked about, DA. I will put it out as it's working theory, because I'm okay with like letting the chat. I get it. There's just two different approaches. You could be A or B. It doesn't really matter. It's, I'm going to take what I hear and run with it. And so watch this now too. How weird is this? 3:50 is what time? Right when the DoorDash arrives. So I've shown this already. So if you've seen this, Wednesday's way different. So just so everybody knows, the gargling 1112 is muted. The Linda Lane is the only audio. Okay, so a car passed. Okay, that's Molly, right? But I don't know if people saw this. I want you to watch closely here. Watch up here. Did you see it? Did you see it or no? Right here. Watch by my cursor. You'll see somebody walking. Right there. Did you see that?
Yeah, I saw something shadow go across there. Yeah.
And then a minute later, Molly's down there. I don't know. My whole point is this. Just it's okay to have an open mind. It's okay to think that people are going to do nefarious things to get you to believe a narrative when it benefits rich, powerful, or governmental people. You know what I mean? Do you have a quote off the top of your head to finish us out on corruption and why there's a motive for it?
I don't know. I don't have a quote. I mean, I don't have a quote. Absolute power corrupts absolutely. You know,
Not bad.
Not bad.
Not bad. I've heard it's like, see, it's not as clean of a quote as yours, but it was like, if you don't think that corruption exists, but then agree that behind closed doors people are shaking hands and making deals, then you don't know what the definition of corruption is.
Right.
And real quick, D8, let me just go through these super chats. So Sky Blue Eyes C says, can AI analyze video? I'm sure an AI can. I don't get the video analyzation. I've tried to find ones that can. Have you, DA? I usually just have to do screenshots. Yeah.
Yeah.
And Sky Blue Eyes C again, thank you so much. None of this video could be admitted in court if it was manipulated in any way. Maybe that's why we haven't seen it in court.
Yeah.
So much corruption says Lana had a phone interview with the bellkeeper of the church. She said they changed them and it's a big deal because it's all manual. It was on her live. Okay. Anna Anuola? I'm so sorry. Dragon 3231 sent a super sticker. Thank you so much. China Ross at BF5 says, apply the pressure. Love that. Amanda B from West Virginia. Thank you. And Reasonable Doubter 2 did say, I watched the night vision, found it interesting. A car comes in around 3:45. Dylan saved the contact at 3:51 and then the car leaves. That video too, DA. You know what? If you're bored and you can't sleep, I posted this today, which I showed this earlier, but it's the entire, oops. It's the entire 1112 with night vision.
Yeah.
And the audio is cleaned up a bit. And I didn't change the audio. I just applied a crystal clear filter, which is a minimal filter. It doesn't reduce background noise, nothing. It just makes words crisper, essentially. So like you can still hear all the background noise. You hear a lot of stuff. So I just posted that today. And it's interesting because you can start to see a lot of different movements and the light shows up better when cars are supposed to be coming or in windows and all that. And it's just really interesting. So anyways, closing thoughts.
Good stuff. I thought I was
Ashley Love, prove the audio or shut up already. I hope that's towards the court system and not towards me. I hope it is. Probably not, though. Wait till Wednesday.
Wait till Wednesday.
You impatient bastard. What were your closing thoughts? Sorry.
Nothing. I was saying it was a really fun show. Lots of cool stuff. I love what you got going on for Wednesday. Like you said, the teaser that you showed me ahead of time, I was like, oh, that's going to be some good shit. So looking forward to seeing what people think about it. I hope that everybody tunes in to check that out. And I'm sure they're going to be coming on my show and asking me, what do you think about Bertie's new drop that he just did? He just dropped some bombs. And then I'm going to have to respond to everything that you said. So I better make sure I know what the hell you're doing because they're going to ask me.
I think again, I don't know if people are going to think that it's a bombshell. I do. I put a lot of time and a lot of effort into it. And I don't know how you can argue this stuff, but people always find a way that you never expect on how they would argue it. So I'm curious what people are going to say about it. I also don't really care if people don't agree with it. I'm just here to show you it. And I'm here to put the work in behind the scenes.
Yeah.
And say, okay, well then what is it if it's not what I'm saying? What is it if it's not that? So that's okay. But anyways, I hope that everybody has a great night. DA, you rock. Guys, again, HiveMindStore.com is live. It is available. We just went live. We have a contest going on right now. You only have a few hours left. Every item purchased gets you a chance to win a $50 gift card to the Hive Mind merch store. And if you have not hit that like button or subscribe button, please do. DA, your channel is Devil's Advocates. They can find you on YouTube, Substack, Facebook, right?
Yep. Devilsadvocates.info. So I've got some merch on sale as well for the holiday on the 30% off deal as well. So some hoodies, zip up hoodies, and some pullover hoodies. Got my wife to model it. By the way, it was that very cool. But so I'm excited about it. Yeah.
Love that for you, bro. Love that for you. And I love the Hive, and DA, I love you. And thank you to everybody that did tune in. I will be back on tomorrow evening, 7 p.m. Central. Wednesday, that's going to be an epic stream. I'm really, really, really trying to not even promote it. I just want people to see this in real time. I want people to hear my thought process in real time and see the chat in real time. It helps. Yeah. It helps understand the whole idea behind this. So I hope everybody has a great night. Please, please, please hit that like button, hit subscribe, and I will see you tomorrow. And I'll see you Monday. Cheers.
All right. Sounds good. Bye.
Birds flying high, you know how I feel. Sun in the sky, you know how I feel. Breeze drifting on by, you know how I feel. It's a new dawn, it's a new day, it's a new life.